My name is Rod Klein, and I live here in Venice, and I am an underwater photographer. I decided to take a little vacation to a Club Med in Cancun. And Club Med in those days, they had a scuba diving at Cancun, and they offered it free, 4 lessons and 2 days of diving. You're not certified, but you get a little Club Med certification. And when I did the little certification class, came home, got into a certification class here because I thought this is something I really want to do. And a year later, I was an instructor teaching at Club Med in the Bahamas. The evolution of digital has revolutionized photography in general and underwater photography specifically. There have always been people shooting topside photography, but the profusion of underwater photographers now is incredible because it's so much more accessible. I have friends who have shot film for many years, and it took them many years to get to the place where they are at now. They are making a switch to digital, but they're still shooting a lot of film. But what happens is that I know people who took up underwater photography 3 years ago with digital and are making images that are comparable with professionals, because the learning curve, has just shot straight up. It's so much easier to get to a certain point. There are some people who've been doing it long enough where they have websites that rep them, Getty Images or Almay or someone like that. I have a couple of reps, but there's so many images out there that I may every 6 months get a check for $300 or $400, and that would be it. And I write for magazines, and I sell a lot to some magazines, but it's hard to make a living. Let's put it to you that way. I mean, a real living. That's the beauty of digital. You can do a lot of experimentation because all I have to do is take the picture and then look in the back. Sometimes I can get the shot in 2 or 3 frames because I can work on the exposure completely separate from the actual subject. Okay, I don't have to go over to that clownfish and sit there and try to get the right exposure. I can kind of go over to someplace inanimate, make some test exposures, and then once I have the exposure nailed, I'll go over to the subject with the same lighting, the same distance, and then I may nail it in 2 shots or 3 shots. For me, it's a way to keep the clients the magazines and any client that I deal with, keep them abreast of what I'm doing, because every time I come back from someplace, I'll put up a new gallery, and I'll send them an email and saying, okay, there's a new gallery. And oftentimes, just yesterday, I got an email from a Sport Diver magazine requesting an image that I shot in 2003 in Australia that happened to be up on my website. So that's what the website for me is really designed to do. In order to get to the Solomon Islands on a 14-day charter, which would be like $4,500, okay, plus the airfare, I need a way to approach the resort, whoever, to say, okay, I'm thinking of doing a book, or in this case, it was because I write for a particular magazine, and they give me a letter of assignment. Now, what I get for writing for the magazine is peanuts, but that letter of assignment is worth its weight in gold because that's what gets me to go to these places. The opportunity to travel to places that I never, ever in my wildest imagination thought I would ever go to. And which is probably the best thing about diving in general as an activity. forget the photography. You just get to see things that you wouldn't normally see. It's not your normal tourist kind of traveling. So the amount of traveling and experiences that I've been able to get are probably the highlight of the whole thing.